Good afternoon, it's Mark Dickinson. I'm General Secretary of Nautilus International. I just want to read out a short statement regarding some questions that have been raised, particularly on social media, about the legal requirements P&O Ferries have failed to fulfil. So I'm just going to read this statement out for you. It's a brief statement. In 2018, Nautilus International, as a social partner, succeeded in placing into UK law a requirement that an employer of seafarers proposing to carry out large redundancy dismissals had to report this to the competent authority of the flag state. This was part of a package of other remedies to improve the protections afforded to seafarers. Before 2018, there was no UK requirement to report large redundancies in the maritime sector at all. Seafarers, as is often the case, had been excluded from 6 important EU social and employment directives that were aimed at protecting them. Issues such as the transfer of undertakings, information and consultation, and others. One of those directives contained the employer's duty to report in the respect of large redundancies of land-based workers to the government of the member state in which they carried out work. Nautilus and the European Transport Workers Federation had to lobby for many years to have these important EU directives fully applied to seafarers. The process was concluded with a social partners agreement between the European Transport Workers Federation and the European Community Shipowners Associations, and was appended to an EU directive to achieve this outcome. Thus, Section 193A of the Trade Union and Labour Relations Consolidation Act 1992 now places a duty on any employer proposing to dismiss as redundant 100 or more employees at one establishment within a period of 90 days or less to notify the flag state. They must do this in writing, and their proposal before giving notice to terminate an employee's contracted employment in respect of any of those dismissals, and at least 45 days before the first of those dismissals takes effect. If the redundancies number 20 or more employees, but less than 100, the notice period is 30 days. We believe the government must penalise P&O Ferries for their omission. The Prime Minister today confirmed at PMQs that he agrees with us. In 2020, P&O Ferries fully complied with the law in announcing and consulting on 1,100 redundancies across the business. In 2022, Mr. Hebblethwaite, the Chief Executive, has freely admitted in his letter to the Secretary of State for Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy that notification was made to the relevant authorities on 17th of March 2022. That notification clearly contravenes the requirements of 193A to provide prerequisite notice as required by Section 193 or 1932. So P&O Ferries were obliged to provide 45 days notice to the Cypriot authorities and 30 days notice to the Bahamian and Bermudan authorities. Mr. Hebblethwaite last night admitted in writing to the UK government that he, his fellow directors and the company broke the law. Using the good offices of the ITF, we will be seeking to also challenge the flag states. All, by the way, flags of convenience. I am not hopeful, but I expect that they will fulfil their obligations and also pursue P&O Ferries for failing to notify them according to their national legislation. Now, our members deserve decent employment with decent employers, and our work as a union which has been ongoing for over 165 years will continue to this end. However, P&O Ferries have sunk themselves legally and reputationally. They broke the law, and no end of legal tautology will change that. Nautilus International now expects the government to take all possible action against these lawbreakers who think they can buy silence and bully seafarers into unemployment or to accepting lower wages and detrimental and unsafe terms and conditions of employment. I look forward to attending the extraordinary joint session of the Transport Select and Business Energy Industrial Strategy Select Committees tomorrow, and to explain further the full extent of the company's misdeeds. Thank you for your time.